All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Sport Port. So today we're going to talk about our picks that we made Monday, and then we're going to talk about our picks for this weekend. So let's just get straight into it. What happened on Monday? Commanders at Eagles. We had the Eagles to win. That obviously did not happen. They are no longer undefeated. No more undefeated teams. But Brian Robinson's over did hit. He crushed it because they ran him like 100 times. And then Jalen Hurts under hit. It was looking iffy at half. I think he had like 15 at the half. So he's just about halfway there. But Commanders just did not let him touch the ball. And it worked out for him. And it worked out for us with that under. So that was Monday, though. Let's get into what is going on this week. So we are 39-15, which I am pretty happy with. And that is after counting our Titans pick, because we did think they would beat the Packers. But let's get straight into the Bears Falcons. We have the Bears picked. I think that Justin Fields is going to have a just fine game. I don't think he's going to go for 180 rushing yards or anything like that, right? But I do think that the Bears will pull it off. I think David Montgomery will have a decent day. I think Darnell Mooney will have a decent day. I just don't think the Falcons are going to come out with it. Then we got the Browns and the Bills. Bills are the pretty obvious pick here. Browns are good. I really like Jacoby Brissett and Mari Cooper, and DPJ has done pretty good, and that'll come up in the player props. But I do have the Bills picked in this one. They're the Bills. They're one of the top teams in the NFL. Defense is good. High-powered offense. Not too worried there. Panthers at Ravens. Ravens should win this one. Panthers, I believe they're 13-point underdogs. They should get destroyed. Baker Mayfield's playing. He should get destroyed out there. Then we got Lions at Giants. I, you know, was honestly a little back and forth, but then I remembered Saquon Barkley, and I was like, oh yeah, Giants have this one for sure. I am not worried about that at all. Daniel Jones is fine. You know, the Lions just aren't going to beat the Giants, I don't think. It's possible. It's not one that I would, put my life on if I had to pick a game this week, but I do think the Giants will win this one. Jets, Patriots, go Patriots, hoping they win. Obviously, I'm a Patriots fan, but I've been right about them most of the time. So I'm hoping that we can do this, especially with our bye week. I know Zach Wilson threw for like 350 yards on us last time. We did not see that happening this time, especially with the bye week. Hopefully, our QB issues can be a little bit more solved now. We'll see exactly what happens, but I do think the Patriots will come out with the win on this one. Then we got the Commanders Texans. Texans are the worst team in the NFL. Commanders beat the Eagles. They're coming off, momentum, I guess, straight into the next week. I think that they're going to come out with the win. It's more about the Texans being bad than the Commanders being good, though. Then we got Rams Saints. Rams lost Cooper Kupp. I think Matthew Stafford is going to have a very hard time. Just, he doesn't have his guy that he gives 14 targets to, he's going to have to put that ball somewhere, and it's not like they have some great ground attack that they normally use that can work with them on this one. They're going to have to throw it, and I don't know how Matthew Stafford is going to handle that. Then we have the Eagles and the Colts. I picked the Eagles here, but I'm not crazy confident in it. Really, this Colts team looked different last week. The offensive line looked really good. Jonathan Taylor did really well because of that. Matt Ryan's back in, which I think was definitely the right idea. Like, nobody expected him to win last week. Obviously, this week would be bigger going against the Eagles, but the Colts, I don't think it's impossible, right? Then we got the Raiders and the Broncos. I picked the Raiders, but really, if Devontae Adams is out, then definitely the Broncos. But either way, I mean, you're picking from two very disappointing teams this week with two of the worst head coaches in the league. We'll see what happens, but really, it's a coin flip to me. Then we got Bengals Steelers. I picked the Steelers here. TJ Watt's back. I think, Jamar Chase is not back. I think that Joe Burrow just has a bit of a rough day. I think he gets pressured a bit. And, they lost to him on the first game of the season in overtime. But I just don't see it this week for the Bengals. Then we got the Cowboys Vikings. I do pick the Cowboys here, although I want the Vikings to win. I think the Cowboys are just going to come out with it. Vikings win a lot of close games. Might be a little hard to do that with the Cowboys. So I do pick the Cowboys here, but I am definitely rooting for the Vikings. Then we got Chiefs Chargers. I picked the Chiefs here. They're just, one of the best teams in the NFL. Obviously, Juju is out, and I believe Hardman is out. Or it might be MVS. I can't remember. Either way, two of the receivers are out. Kadarius Toney, I think, is going to have a huge week. We'll see what happens there, but I do think he's going to have... I've picked him up in both of my fantasy leagues. I am very, very high on Kadarius Toney, so we'll see what happens there. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams might be back, but they're not going to be 100%, so I'm not putting a ton of weight into that. We'll see what happens, but I do think the Chiefs come out with this one. And then we got 49ers-Cardinals on Monday. I do pick the 49ers there. The Cardinals, we'll see what happens, but I just think the 49ers are a more complete team than the Cardinals are. So we're 39-15 there. That's kind of what I'm thinking for all these games. Some of them are, toss-ups, but I do think it will be a very good weekend of football. There's not a game on here where, besides Ravens-Panthers, where I'm like, yeah, I think that team is just going to crush that other team. Really do not see that anywhere else. Even Browns-Bills, I think, Bills are going to win, but they might only do it by, a touchdown or touchdown and a field goal. So we'll see what happens. Next, we got our safety nets. This is what we like here. We only got 2 picks this week. We're 21-8, which I will definitely take. Bears and Saints are the only ones that we like. We like the Bears plus 7.5, and we like the Saints plus 3.5. Parlay those two together. That's how it works, and you get minus 103. So that is practically even. You bet 100, you're getting like $99 back. Okay, so I like that one a lot. Bears and Saints are the only two I liked this week. Hopefully we can hit them both. That's really hoping that, especially when we only pick 2, because that's the whole thing is they go together. So Bears plus 7.5. I just I don't see the Falcons beating them in the first place. Why would they beat them by a touchdown? More than a touchdown, I mean. Hey, if the Falcons win by 7, cool, because we have the 7.5. That's why we buy that extra half a point. But yeah, I just don't see the Falcons beating them, period. Why would I not take them plus 7.5? Then we got New Orleans Saints. As I said, I think Matthew Stafford's going to be lost without Cooper Kupp. I think that Andy Dalton will be able to put a good enough game together to win. If they lose by a field goal, okay, because we got that. But I think Chris Olave is a decent day. I think they're going to run with Alvin Kamara, and Alvin Kamara is going to have a pretty big game. So I'm liking that a lot. We'll see exactly what happens, but I really like these 2 picks. There's not a ton to talk about here. I already kind of said how I thought these games would go, but I do like those a lot. Minus 103 if you parlay them together. I like it. Then lastly, we got our player props. So these are just solo picks, just ones that we like, throw 2 of them together. Don't make a 6-leg parlay, which you can do on Prize Picks now. Just pick 2 of them, take those. All overs. We just kind of looked for stuff we liked. Matt Ryan's over, I like quite a bit. I think they'll be passing a bit. They're projected to lose, so taking the over, it's going to be a high passing game. I think Matt Ryan hits that. Mahomes, he has hit this in the last 5 games. I don't see why he wouldn't, especially in what could be a shootout. I just don't see it happening, so I like Mahomes' overs, especially the over 290.5 passing yards. We'll see what happens there. Saquon, he's going against the Lions. I think he has a huge day. I think he could break off, 3 big runs, and that would be more than enough, right? So I like that one a lot. Then we got Diggs, who has hit this over in his last 5 games at least. Over 87.5 receiving yards. I don't see why this is so low. I think it should be in the 90s at least. But they're not playing in the snow like they were, right? It wasn't going to be 6 feet of snow in Detroit. So I like this one. I think that he hits it, and I think he hits it pretty, not easily, but I think he hits it. Then we got Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's been hitting this a lot lately. He's been getting a lot of targets. He's been getting a lot of yards. So, I swear every time I hear like Donovan, DPJ pass, it's for like 20 yards. So I like that one quite a bit. And then Deontay Foreman, over 14 rushing attempts. Last week they just ran with him. I think they're going to do that again, but I don't like his over on yards because I just don't think he's going to get many yards out of it, but I do think that they will use him quite a bit in the rushing game. So that means his rushing attempts would be better. Since I think he'll run a lot, I don't think he will run very far with those times, though. So these are what I like for this week. Those are all my picks. Nothing crazy, but I'm pretty confident in all this. I haven't been uploading lately, but that's okay. I just haven't not been feeling up to it. But I'm back now. Going to be coming out with the daily videos as I was. So I'm excited about that. And thanks to anybody who stopped by. Good luck on all of your stuff tomorrow. Feel free to leave a comment below that says, what pick you like, and I will definitely get back to you on that. Or which pick on your own do you like, and everything like that. So thanks for stopping by. I will see you guys on Monday.